Okay, welcome everybody to Over a Couple of Drinks presents The Top Shelf, where you can get your premium nerd news brought to you by mediocre people like ourselves. I will be your bartender tonight. My name's Bill Henning. With me is the busboy of this bar, LB.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, and our special guest tonight is Billy. Say hi, Billy.
Hello.
We figured since we had so many Chris's on, we might as well put a doppelganger for me on.
Little Bill.
Yeah, we call him Bill the Sequel, okay? What's everybody drinking tonight? Let's get this started off right.
I'll go first then, I guess. Tonight I'm drinking White Hatter, New
Racist.
Holland. What? Shut up. It's got the, what is the description? Fruity esters and delicate spicing of a Belgian white. I don't know what that means, but it's delicious.
Elby, what you got?
We're double advertising for New Holland brew because I got the Poet, which oats bring a creaminess and soft mouth feel to rich, roasty malt character.
Give us our fucking money. I'm drinking piss water tonight, Bud Light, because that's the only thing I have.
Hey, the what is it? What was that brand slogan they just had? Thing that won't let you say no.
Oh, the Bud Light one?
Yeah.
I just saw the Budweiser thing that's like anti-draft beers, and I'm living in like draft beer USA, and I'm just like, you guys are such assholes. This is the last time you guys will see Grand Moff Tarkin. Say bye, Grand Moff Tarkin. We'll switch him over next time. So again, the Top Shelf, we bring you nerd news from the last week. I have to close this so I can see our list. LB, you want to break down our topics?
Sure, we've got some news from DC and some new pictures released as far as Deadshot and other Suicide Squad stuff like that. Some news about the Joker and his tattoos, whether he's not actually going to have them. We got a new picture of Batfleck. Some interesting news about the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Some pictures from X-Men. Something about Steam. We'll get into that. Steam and its mods. And Konami fucks up.
Big time.
I believe. Yep. So
Definitely.
that's what's on tap.
That's on top. Yeah, I forgot to call it that. I'm really bad at this. Billy, what do you want to talk about first, man?
Let's just start off with DC, since I'm a huge DC fan. Let's start with Joker.
And I'm
Let's
not
start
a
with
huge DC fan.
See, I've always loved DC. Well, I mean, I've always been a Batman fan. Batman's
Everyone's
my
a
thing.
Batman fan. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
everyone who says I'm a DC fan really means I watched Batman the Animated Series and fell in love with it.
see, I never really watched the animated series. I'm big into the comics. I love the comics. I love like the video games. The Arkham games are amazing.
They are.
So when you start getting new stuff about Suicide Squad and the new movies coming out, I take interest to it.
Okay.
I take interest to it.
So break it down. We got Jared Leto's first picture. I don't know, because they took it back after like a bunch of negative hype that this isn't really how he's going to look of him as the Joker, and he was a little bit more hot topic than Arkham.
Yeah, well, okay, so see, the worst, though I've always said this, and I'll say this till the day I die, the worst fans in the world, I think, are comic book fans.
Oh yeah, they are. And
like, they suck. Like, right, and I'm a comic book fan too, but I think like people who are overly critical of things like that really destroy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, I would go to say the Damage tattoo on the head was a little stupid.
That was,
but
like, the tattoos in general, the concepts behind them were so nail on the head, it was bad.
yeah, ha 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 ha, and like the death, or what is that,
Like,
final joke or whatever.
Yeah, and like an actual Joker on his chest, and it was too nail on the head. If anything, there should have been one that said, I heart Batman. You know? Like, that would be a legitimate like thing I would actually see the Joker getting. I heart Batman. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It's a little too hot topic. But
by no stretch of the means, like you were saying, like fans being bad. This wasn't as bad as say Titan Joker from Arkham Asylum.
No, this is not nearly as bad
That
as
is the
that.
worst. Okay,
That
is the worst.
It doesn't. At least the tattoos don't undermine the idea of the character,
Yes,
like
exactly.
Titan Joker did. But
yeah, it just. LB, what were your thoughts on him?
I thought he looked more like Marilyn Manson. I don't actually know if Marilyn Manson has tattoos, but just the general look of him.
yeah,
And
I
it
can see
just
that.
was like, which I mean, sans tattoos, not that really bad of an idea. I think Marilyn Manson obviously is a character of in himself, and
Oh yeah.
would make a pretty good Joker. So
Yeah, why don't we get him to play Joker? he could have a dance number. It'd be awesome.
That would be horrifying.
Actually, I'm not. I actually kind of like Marilyn Manson every now and then. Like, he has some good songs. That song in John Wick was great. I just don't see a Joker sitting down and getting tattoos. You know, I don't see a patient Joker.
Well, I don't see him getting at least clean, like super clean, defined tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him getting like some jail like shit where it's like some like
pen?
janky. Yeah, like it's like someone took a pen and like jabbed it into him and that's what it was. But
Or like him doing it on himself, so on his thighs, like a stick figure picture. You know?
and it's upside down,
Yeah.
so it's only the way he would look. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just gets me that like there's such a bad backlash about it, and there's such this like outlandish destruction of it the second it comes out, because people said that about Affleck, and I know we're going to talk about that, but like
People said that about Ledger too, you know, and I'm
Right.
I'm still not a huge fan of Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm not saying it was bad. I was never a fan of it, and I was one of the people who said I don't know, but the backlash was huge, and a lot of people ate crow on it, you know.
yeah. The one thing I did like, and a lot of people hate it, is the teeth. I was a big fan of the teeth, because what bugs me, because they're metallic, and the only reason I say that is if Batman's going to sit and punch the hell out of this dude for multiple punches, he's not going to have his original teeth.
Well,
and I can't see Joker getting dentures.
No, I can see Joker getting the fake cartoon teeth that are overly white. So he always has like the perfect smile, because that's his joke. You know,
Yeah.
I don't see him getting silver teeth. He looks a little more trailer trash than Crime Prince, you know, Clown Prince of Crime, you know?
But we really haven't set any type of distinguished like motif, like what is the Joker character.
So we're coming back to the problem of DC rushing into a universe by not setting up any of the backstory, and Batman's main villain is being an introduction and not a Batman movie.
Well, but there is the rumor that there's going to be that cutback in Batman vs Superman.
Oh, great! We need more characters in Batman vs Superman. Fantastic.
Well, yeah. Well, and I guess the rumor's been it's going to be the killing of Robin, the whole killing of Robin thing,
Okay.
which is what I've read. So
So they're really taking the Dark Knight Returns,
just crossing it all into one.
because in the Dark Knight Returns, that's essentially what got Bruce Wayne out of it, was the death of Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before what was the new one? Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Before Tim Drake showed up, Dark Knight Returns happened. So the idea that Bruce Wayne quits because Joker killed Robin.
Yeah.
Which Robin did he kill?
The second one,
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd. Yes, that's it. No one liked Jason Todd, anyways. Let's be honest.
Which is why he died. The fans voted his death.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Crowbar.
Man. You, me, the crowbar. Best part of that movie. I'm not gonna lie. Elby, you got any closing thoughts on Joker?
No.
Billy, you got any closing thoughts?
I'm glad they kept the green hair.
Well, the thing is, they took it back like a few days later, saying this isn't exactly what he's gonna look like, guys.
Well, there's two things. There's two things. Either they're doing damage control and they're like, "Oh shit, edit it all out, take it all out, like redo it, like go back, redo the whole movie," or they literally did that as a promotional, because it is, just last year was the 75th anniversary of Batman, so now it's the 75th anniversary of Joker because of his late introduction. And
but why would you do it that way? Why don't you have him in like the classic thing then? You know.
Well, I think it's the idea of, like I said, like the ha-ha-has are directly lifted from the text of The Killing Joke, which is the definitive Batman comic. I think it's just an iconic thing. Like here's all these little icons that are representative of the character. He's damaged, which is still stupid, but I just say I like to leave stuff like that on the floor until I see the movie, and then I can judge it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the main thing I'm going to say is, though I'm not a fan of the picture they released, I have to see it in action. I have to see how he acts. And even then, I need a scene or two, because what's his name? Bender from Futurama.
Johnny Maggio.
Yeah, him as the Joker in Under the Red Hood. First scene, I hated him. I absolutely hated him. Second scene, fell in love with him.
Well, yet again, it's comic book nerds. It's not Mark Hamill, so it's wrong. Like, if it's not Mark Hamill, it's wrong.
But Mark Hamill is still my definitive
Well,
Joker.
and he's my favorite. But it is though, isn't it true? Like
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's great, but there's other guys who do it just as well.
Yeah.
But if it's not Mark Hamill, it's wrong.
Yeah. I would say that's a lot of people. But, that's life.
It is what it is.
LB, what do you want to hit next? You want to stay on DC?
Yeah, just stay on the Batfleck train.
All right, we're going to Batflick. They released the picture today of the Batman versus Superman posters that had like their eyes like cut out over the opposing logos. So it's like Superman's was cut off over Batman's and Batman was over whatever. They removed the logo, and we got the first full picture, like frontal picture of Batflick, and he has no neck.
Eternal chin.
That's the thing. Like, there's no depth to it, and it's all like grayscale. So
Yeah.
we don't have like where his chin ends, and it looks really weird.
Well, and it's also the cowl too, right? Like the cowl comes down and it blends this into this.
Yeah. Which it's really weird too, because I was talking to you guys before this, was like in the trailer we see him move and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And also I feel like maybe we shouldn't see his eyes ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just getting that vibe that we should just go with that little extra stylized where we don't see his eyes. I don't know.
I am not a Batfleck hater. I am not a Batfleck hater at all. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be awesome. I think Batman vs Superman is going to be fantastic. I always try and stay away from, fantastic in put in quotes, whatever. I try and stay away from pre-hype stuff like that. You look at images and they're going to show things and everyone's going to hate it until they see the movie.
I'm a pro Batflick. I'm just not sure how I feel about the movie yet because they're shoving too much stuff in there for a Superman sequel.
Yeah. Well, did you like Man of Steel though?
I thought it was okay.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't phenomenal, but it was.
There's just there's some things where I was just like, why is this here?
Yeah.
Like the Avatar creatures in the beginning, just flying around, and I'm like, you guys can fly. What's going on? Okay, they couldn't fly there, but I'm just like, why are the Avatar birds here? No.
James Cameron's Superman.
Did someone tell James Cameron he could direct for a day?
No, I have no problems with it at this point. Yeah, we were talking about earlier. I think it's just because it's a frontal photo.
Yeah.
I think literally if that photo would have been like this, it would have been 10 times better. Yeah. But
okay, throw it at you. What you think, Batflick?
I mean, I've never been a fan of the Fat Bat logo.
Oh, okay.
But that's nitpicky. That's all I got. I mean, other than that, it looks great.
I'm not gonna lie. In Arkham City, I played as Old Fat Batman because Old Fat Batman is the best Old Fat Batman. It was Old Fat Batman or Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Old Fat Batman.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. I hunted down NOS energy drink in Traverse City, trying to find it. It was in one gas station in the whole town, so I could get the code, so I could get the Batman Beyond skin.
Bill.
I love Arkham City.
I just bought Game of the Year edition.
Well, I bought it day one, okay?
Oh, no.
I bought collector's edition. I got the Batman statue in the other room.
Yeah, Arkham
Old
Knight.
Fat Batman.
Old Fat Batman.
Just hope Old Fat Batman makes a return for Arkham Knight, and we'll be good to go.
If that's in there, best game ever, hands down.
Buy that game 10 times.
20 times. Old Fat Batman.
Old Fat Batman.
That's this episode's crazy old Maurice, eh? So the last thing we have for the DC news before we move on is we got a set picture, kind of like paparazzi style, Deadshot Will Smith. Who wants to go here? Anybody want to bring up this one?
Who wants to get jiggy with it?
Nah, not me. Not me.
I don't want to get jiggy with it.
I don't know. Will Smith's an interesting casting choice. I mean, I'm not a Suicide Squad fan, but I think Will Smith is an interesting casting choice for a superhero film.
I don't have a problem with Will Smith.
No, I don't have a problem with him, but I think he's just an interesting casting choice.
I do have a problem with the fuck his costume is.
Shaft!
One picture looks like Shaft. The other picture looks like Spawn and Cyrax had a date, and this is their offspring. And I do mean Spawn from the movie, 1997, starring Michael J. White and John Leguizamo.
Oh, John
And
Leguizamo.
isn't Martin Sheen in that?
Yes, he is.
Is he really?
Martin
Yeah.
Sheen's in that. Yeah, when I was looking it up, yeah, he's in it. Poor Martin
I own
Sheen.
that movie. It's in the other room.
Oh, jeez, Bill. I mean, I own my fair crappy movies,
I
but come
have
on.
no shame. Hey,
Clearly.
while we're talking about bad movies that everybody hates, but I love, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. I say like it.
Ooh, I got that one over there, my DVD collection. Who doesn't love that movie?
So do we not even talk about Deadshot? Because I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh, well, there's the other picture too that may or may not be Deadshot. That looks like something else.
What?
What?
The suit.
Oh, the suit. We don't know if that's
Oh.
him or not. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to obviously be hiding the set shots very well for
Well-
these kind of movies.
Again, this all feels like them trying to catch up to Marvel. Like the idea
Yeah.
of, oh, they had Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's put Suicide Squad together. Oh, Deadpool's being really open about their photo shoots, so let's just do it with ours.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
it's-
I mean, I guess I don't want it to become this, but it's probably going to. Is like I just think Marvel has set up their universe in a very organized fashion, and like you said, DC's just kind of ham-fisting everything into like, here's 2 movies, pack it all in, and like just shove every
I
character
don't
into
care.
this.
Put it in the movie.
Yeah, like I feel like that was the board meeting. It's like
Just a big fat guy with a stogie going, I don't care. Put him in the.
Deadshot, make it Will Smith, go like just
who the
like
kids like Will Smith? Put him in the movie. I can get jiggy with it. We totally
I'm-
stole that from all our friends. Terrible.
No, I'm hoping it'll be good. I really want it to be good. Like deep down inside, I want it to be good, especially coming off of the Nolan trilogy. But I just feel like they're trying too much too quickly, and they just need to slow it down a little bit. Just slow it down just a little bit.
Let's take it to our key reporter off in the background. Mega Man, what do you feel?
He doesn't say much.
I gotta stop inviting these third parties on here because him and Jon Snow don't say a damn thing. So we're gonna jump off DC, and I remembered a topic I didn't write down, so we're gonna bring it up anyways. We have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2 casting news.
What? That wasn't on the list,
It's
Bill.
not
that
on
was
the
not.
list.
That is an off the
Surprise!
menu choice.
I give a resounding I don't care, but
Yeah.
let's do it.
We don't have that on
Is
tap,
this-
but we have
is
it
it-
in a bottle.
We have only one case of it, and we might break it before we get it to you. So they cast Baxter Stockman. You holding your breath and test? Medea is playing Baxter Stockman.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Put a bullet in my head now.
And we can all blame Chris Birch for this movie. He
I
paid
mean-
$5 for this.
I mean, when you think of Baxter Stockman, who do you?
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Will
I don't
Smith.
know. Will Smith.
Actually, Will Smith would have been a great
him-
choice.
No, Alfonso Carlton.
Not unusual.
I can't do it.
Dance break.
Moving off this topic really quickly.
Thank you. I still haven't. Real quick though, I still haven't seen the first one,
Don't.
and I know it's garbage.
Don't.
Yeah.
There is no redeeming factors. I am look at me. Don't.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, good. LB, what do you want to talk about next?
I want to talk about this T-Rex thing because I
Okay.
really am interested
Okay,
in
so,
that.
so I read today on an article that the T-Rex in the first Jurassic Park is going to be the T-Rex in Jurassic World. It's just 22 years later, and it's towards this T-Rex's like end of her life because I think they said they live only about 30 years, and this has been 22 years. And so she's a lot meaner, a lot smarter, and she's like, you can see her teeth are a little bit longer, and like this very vicious T-Rex. And I think that's a really cool idea that we're gonna see. And maybe they even nod to it, this old kind of friend from the first one showing back up. So we have Dr. Wu in this T-Rex, and I'm wondering how that's going to play out, because if this is going to be the hero T-Rex again. Because at the end of the first one, the T-Rex kind of turned into a hero T-Rex and killed the Velociraptors. By the way, spoilers, Billy, get on that. It's a movie from 1993.
Well, you're allowed to spoil it because I think I missed the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. That's my question though, because okay, so I know I'm about to get so much hate right now. I have never seen the original Jurassic Park. I actually haven't seen any Jurassic Park. I've seen parts of it. I've seen parts of the movie, so I've seen like
Where were you when we went to go see it for like the $3 movie?
I don't know. I didn't have friends.
Fair enough.
Where were you when you were 5 years old?
Yeah, where were you in
Or
1993?
3? I don't know how old.
I was 2, so yeah. But well, my question is, am I going to be able to see Jurassic World
Oh,
if I
yeah.
haven't seen Jurassic Park and get it?
You should be able to. I mean, you know the general concept that science just made
Right.
dinosaurs for a park.
Yeah, I
Right.
think they're making this movie to be sort of standalone, if possible. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like you have to when you do like a well, it's not a remake, it's a it's a sequel technically, right?
It's a sequel.
well, yeah, but even the last one was like, what, 10 years ago now?
Yeah, this one takes place after that. Like after Jurassic Park 3, this new company buys InGen and sets back up on Isla Nuebla.
Okay.
Site A, the first
So
site.
that's
and
the scene from the first movie.
Yep. And they
The second and third movie both take on this on a
Site
different
B.
island.
Yep, Site B,
Site B, okay.
which that takes place there, and this is going back to the first one where they actually rebuild, and for about 10 years now they've had a good park, but now sales are dropping, so they make this new dinosaur to kind of excite everybody, but it's like a mix between a T-Rex, a Velociraptor, and some other stuff. So it's basically Deep Blue Sea because it breaks out and starts killing everybody. Yes, it's Deep Blue Sea. I love that movie. I don't own it. I need to get it. Deepest, bluest, my head is like a shark fin. No words have been more true in a song.
No, I mean I'm definitely gonna see it. All right,
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic Park's at my list. I'm gonna see it. I'm a Chris Pratt fan. I like Chris Pratt, Parks and Rec. You know,
hate him.
Guardians. No, I don't hate him. I think he's good. So I'm interested in seeing it. Probably should see the other Jurassic Parks first.
You won't regret it. 2 is kind of boring, and 3, Sam Neill's in it, so I don't care. Everyone hates on 3, but Sam Neill. I will just say Sam Neill at their face until you realize, oh yeah, it's Sam Neill. Sam fucking Neill. We're good.
But Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, his opening scene in Lost World is him yawning, and that
That's
gets you
what-
set up.
It's
Also,
Jeff Goldblum.
Watch JonTron's video on Lost World, and then you'll understand why it's bad.
Well, it's Jeff Goldblum. He's fantastic.
Sam Neill.
Deal. Okay.
Okay. LB, thoughts on the T-Rex? You like it? Hate it? Love it? Want a little bit more of it? Deepest, bluest, my head is like a shark fin.
I'm happy.
Happy?
I should just go back to Mega Man, for Christ's sake.
Why am I here?
Oh, so
No,
other
I
news-
mean-
Go ahead.
I mean, I just hope they're doing it for a reason and not just be like, oh, look, remember this? You know, this
And
is
then
the same one. Haha.
They kill her off
Bye.
immediately, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the only reason they're doing it, it's just to make another connection to which there's no reason to. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. That's enough connection right there, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. Some other news I forgot to put on the list because we're going off topic again.
Woo!
This is a possible rumor, so we could be wrong, but Netflix wants to grab The Punisher for their phase 2 of TV series. This is coming off the heels of Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Matt Murdock in Daredevil, saying he wants the Punisher in season 2 of Daredevil. I think this is positive.
Okay.
I am really liking this whole Netflix, the mini Marvel Cinematic Universe going on Netflix. I love it.
Very edgy, very
It's-
dark, has the ability to do these right.
Right, and it's exactly what these sorts of characters need. Is we already learned, and it may have not just been the format, but Daredevil didn't work the last time they did it. You know, when they did it as a movie, and it could work as a movie, I guess, but I think it works better as the TV show because it allows you to have those more
Intimate moments.
character-driven, intimate moments, which is
And the brutality, like this kind of real close, real one-on-one brutality that he brings to it that I really enjoy.
right. And it allows them to build up a villain as an actual
Oh.
character. And I thought Kingpin is the best character in the whole show.
Hold it for Sunday. Hold it for Sunday. Hold
Yep.
it for Sunday. that will be on the regulars, everybody. That's a little teaser right there. I'm a person who's seen all 3 Punisher films. Yes, I saw the Dolph Lundgren one. I don't hate any of them, but I always said they don't work as a movie, you know? This is a character that needs to be taken to places. I mean, War Journal could have been... Oh, was it Warzone or War Journal? What was the last one?
Warzone
Warzone?
sounds
I've
right.
only seen the
Yeah,
first
War
one.
Punisher,
Journal.
Warzone.
War Journal was the comic, and then they had Warzone. Yeah, Warzone. It had the idea and it had a structure of a TV show that could work on Netflix, but it was a movie and it was rushed, and that was the
Yeah.
problem. And plus,
Well-
the villain was terrible.
That's the problem. Well, first of all, LB, I agree with you completely. I think the Netflix or like the TV series idea, I think works way better than a film because it's like here's 2 hours, let's cram a character introduction plus some sort of conflict plus a resolution into 2 hours. It just doesn't work. Netflix series gives us time to enjoy the characters, and I just like that it's like here's all of season one. If you want to binge watch it all in one day, do it. If you want to be like me, who I just started Daredevil yesterday, and I'm slowly working my way through it,
So
because some days I have a hard time binge watching or watching one thing consistently. I'm enjoying just kind of every couple of days I watch an episode. So I think Netflix right now, if I remember correctly, just started passing up like the movie industry in terms of like financial gains and new IPs. So I think it's the greatest way to do it. And if Marvel wants to do
yeah.
if they want to do their mini cinematic universe there, do it.
Yeah, this is kind of like I wouldn't call it mainly the maybe B-list, C-list characters, because I wouldn't call Iron Fist really a B-list, but I would call him maybe a C-list, and that's no offense to Iron Fist. I'm really excited to see Iron Fist. I'm really excited to see Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. If they do the Punisher, I want to see Moon Knight on here. You know, I want all these like really low, you know, I would
Street level characters.
Yeah, the street level characters, and see them in there. And I honestly feel that maybe they should do that with Spider-Man. Put him on a Netflix show, and then build him up into the movies as these key parts. These things should work really, really well. And I've said that I don't know how many times on this show and our podcast, LB, like Spider-Man should be a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I brought that up too. The issue is they've already built him up as this big cinematic, you know, blockbuster character, and it's like that people are going to be disappointed if they try and bring him back to his street level roots.
Yeah, these street level characters need to be here. They work better here, and if they play into movies as secondary characters and showing up here and there, which we've learned the Defenders will show up in the last Avengers, Infinity War Part 2. We're going to have them there. So, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. I think, I mean, it's great now that Marvel has some sort of control over Spider-Man. I think it would exist better in a Netflix series. I mean, I'm not totally excited about the casting of it. What's his name? Little Asia, whatever that dude is, Asa, whatever the dude is from. They've announced that they've kind of narrowed it down, like, to like one kid. And I'm not necessarily a big fan of him, but I don't know. I think. Oh, and Bill's gone.
All right.
But I think the character would exist better on a Netflix series, and I like the TV series right now. Like I just started getting into Arrow. And I really like Arrow, and I'm going to start getting into Flash soon. So DC and Marvel seem to have the same idea in terms of doing these small series that are working out really well.
But DC has sort of missed the boat as far as Arrow's not connected to the Justice
the overall
League
universe
series going on.
Yeah,
right.
And they even said that this Flash doesn't connect at all because they're recasting him. They missed the boat for the interconnectivity when a few months ago. You could have said that DC was kicking their butts on the TV show because S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't that great, and
Arrow was awesome.
was great. Flash just started and it was amazing. And then they just said, nope, not happening. And then that's when like S.H.I.E.L.D. took off like a bullet, and then Daredevil dropped, and we're just like, nope, Marvel.
Yeah. Well,
that's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
So back on topics that I've actually given you guys and stop dropping these ones. I don't think I have any more. So we got some more X-Men pictures for Age of Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Age of Apocalypse.
So now we're seeing Sophie Turner, who you might recognize from Game of Thrones, as Jean Grey, a young Jean Grey, of course. And then we're seeing Jubilee, and we're seeing more of Nightcrawler, and I think we catch a glimpse of Scott Summers as well.
Did we? And we had like concept of Archangel, I think, a few weeks ago.
I haven't seen that, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's just, it seems like they're doing, I mean, obviously this is a continuation of the First Class series with them now in the 80s, so I'm interested to see they're now 20 years ahead of where they were in First Class, and yet it's only been not even 10 years since the First Class came out.
Yeah.
So they're going to have lots of makeup for the older characters.
I just feel like X-Men, and I know we were kind of saying this earlier, like X-Men has just been a constant stumble.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just been like, and you can see where they want to take off. Like with First Class, I think they really started to take off, and now they're stumbling again. It's just like it could be so good.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the thing is, it's like when they did First Class, it was like we're going to do a reboot. We kind of screwed things up with the older series, but they weren't willing to cut all ties.
Yeah.
And they just said this is going to be a prequel slash reboot. And so then you had, of course, the stumbling block with Days of Future Past, where they're trying to connect the two universes together, and they really don't fit together. There's too many continuity errors between the two, and that movie was supposed to, from what I understood, fix those continuity errors, and just didn't. Just made more.
Erased them, It was like, oh, it doesn't matter now because we erased it, and it kind of felt like a total cop out. And my biggest problem with these isn't so much that what they're doing; it's that they're taking famous comic book stories and bastardizing them. Like,
that's what all comic book movies have pretty much done so far.
Yeah,
Well,
but these ones are taking like really big iconic ones for the X-Men verse and aren't really giving them justice in my mind.
No, that's definitely true.
Like, that's why I'm really worried about Age of Apocalypse here. Age of Apocalypse is an alternative timeline where everything's gone wrong. Wolverine's missing an arm. Sabretooth is now a good guy. Nightcrawler has joined a different X-Men group and trying to fight. It's a fantastic book that you should read. And now we're getting this. Nope, it takes place in the 80s.
It's Fox. It's Fox. It really is Fox. Because I think Hugh Jackman is a perfect Wolverine. I don't think you could cast a better Wolverine. And maybe that's part of the reason why they didn't want to just cancel it and reboot the whole series, a la Fantastic Four or Spider-Man, where it's just like, all right, we're going to redo it. Because you get rid of Hugh Jackman, you get rid of what, in my eyes, is the essence of the X-Men series, is that actor.
And, I mean, it's kind of sad, though, if the entire franchise is built on one actor, which is what it has.
Well, and maybe that's your first maybe that's your problem in the first place, is that you've built this all around, we won't talk about Origins, Wolverine, but...
Oh, but we will.
That Deadpool. I think that series is built around Hugh Jackman. It would not exist in the capacity it does without it.
That's part of the problem. It did... Pirates of the Caribbean before Pirates of the Caribbean. Wolverine isn't a main character. He's a secondary character. And when you put him in the spotlight, he doesn't work because he stops becoming interesting. Captain Jack Sparrow is an interesting sidekick. He's not a main character. Okay?
Yeah.
Wolverine works as the rogue, but the rogue of the group, where he goes, I'm not going to follow your orders. I don't care. And you're forced to stay with Cyclops because he's the leader and he's trying to juggle all these balls. And you kind of go, man, I really do want to follow Wolverine. And then you kind of get like an episode of him and you're like, oh, okay. I'm talking about the cartoon show now. But like, you're just like, okay, yeah. But like, it's the same reason why a Gambit movie won't work. Gambit's the same character, but with a personality that's funny. Wolverine and Gambit are the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. X-Men's just a stumble.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
And what's really upsetting to me is I read something along the lines of, I don't remember if it was a producer who said it, but they were going to make this next X-Men movie on the scale of something you'd see in a Roland Emmerich or Michael Bay movie. Yes, that's what they're going for. They want this to be all action-packed explosives and shit, and that's just not what X-Men needs to be.
No.
Why, Fox? Why?
I mean, I'd say the worst part of Days of Future Past is the big action sequence at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot about that movie. I think a lot about that movie was done right. Like you said, I think if that movie would have existed outside of the, we fucked up the first 3 X-Men movies idea, it would have been way better. Where they wouldn't have to worry about the continuity errors and where they wouldn't have to worry about fixing everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like that interaction between young Professor X and Wolverine is awesome. I love those scenes. But yeah, that big action scene at the end kind of kills it.
Okay. I think the last thing I'm going to say is that I like the look of Nightcrawler. I don't like his hands and feet, which I hope look better as they do more work on them. They look like they're plastered made by a 10th grader. But I like the kind of the I don't know, he kind of looks like a bug-eyed creep kind of thing. But it works really well because he looks like something out of X-Men Evolution, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he looks good. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, you remember Beast in First Class? He looked like Teen Wolf, Blue Teen Wolf. It was just fur popping out.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, yeah, I never even thought about it that way.
So let's move on to our video game cred that we don't have here on Over a Couple of Drinks, but we're going to start to build. Last week, Steam came out with this brilliant idea to sell mods for Skyrim for actual money. And both Valve and Bethesda, yes, would make a cut of that money from mods. And
These are user-created mods.
These are user-created mods. And the internet exploded.
Yeah, well, they were doing a 75% cut, too. Only 25% was going to the modders, so...
Yeah. And here's the thing, okay? Do I think some modders should get paid for their work? Yes. Because there are some mods out there that are essential for playing for crappy ports. Saints Row 2, Dark Souls, among some of them, have actually mods made by people that fixed bugs and problems to actually make them playable.
Yeah.
Those developers and producers should pay those people for fixing their game.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if I owned Dark Souls on my computer, I would donate to the guy who fixed that game because I love Dark Souls, and he would make it playable at 60 frames per second with possible controllers, blah 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 blah. That being said, Steam has shown, and Valve has shown that their quality control is shit. Between Greenlight and early access, and just the crap that's on that system, no, they will not do quality control, and it was clearly showing because people went all over on these mods. There was a $99 mod for realistic horse genitalia.
I hate the internet sometimes. I hate the internet sometimes.
Because people were pissed, There was a really good picture of like one of those like memes that said this mod free comes with 32 extra core missions, quality voice acted professional level work, increases visual effects, blah 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 blah, free. $3 for a fishing minigame. That's everyone.
It's crap.
It's crap. Everyone is an uproar too because Skyrim on PC was kind of this golden era of you could do anything. There are 100 billion videos on YouTube. Yes, 100 billion. Of people modding the hell out of it. Most famous right now is Donkey's, where he breaks the game with a billion things on it. Go check out Video Game Donkey. He's hilarious. Where he tries to put every mod in it at all time. And you have the Macho Man Randy Savage dragons, the Thomas the Choo dragons, the Space Core mod, where you can make the Space Core from Portal 2 as a helmet. You have those things in there that make this amazing thing. Like I remember another one was Xbox the Skyrim, and it shows just like this terrible low graphics bullshit. PlayStation 3 Skyrim, same picture. And it's just PC, and it shows this chick in a bikini with a giant samurai sword. And you're like, yep, that's why you're a PC gamer. You can do anything.
And that's always been the motif of PC gaming is the idea to mod. Like that I mean, I'm a console gamer. I've never been a PC gamer because I think the barrier to entry is a little financially too high for me right now.
Get on my level, son.
One day I will, I promise you.
Okay.
But like even look at GTA 5 now is out, and there's already just a plethora of mods just spewing out for it. So I think when you cause something like that, when it's like, here's the cornerstone of PC ports, like this is what makes PC ports, and you make people pay for that.
Well, I wouldn't even be upset if there was a pay what you want method, like Humble Bundle.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, that's allowing me to give credit to a person who I believe deserves credit, but don't force me to pay for something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just the quality level that we would have to rely on Valve doing would be non-existent, and then we would just have shit run wild.
Yeah,
and that'd be the problem with it. So I'm glad that it got redacted and was removed.
Well, and I think that's part of Valve listening to their consumer base,
which is the first.
Well, right. Like, you don't see that happen. Like, you don't see that exist where, like, a company goes, oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. We're sorry. And then, like, cut back on things like that. I think that's smart on their part.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan of Valve. I'm sorry. I use Steam, but I really don't like them. Okay? I thought Half-Life 2 was shite. I don't think Gabe is the second coming of the PC Master Race. Jesus, I just don't. I use it because it's the best one, but I don't like the idea that I pay for a game I actually don't own it.
Yeah.
There's just problems like that. I'd rather do everything through GOG, but I already have 300 games on my Steam library, so I can't go to GOG and buy all of them. That kind of thing. But it's I don't know. Just what they could do with it would be great, but they're not willing to put the effort in. LB, you've been quiet through this. What do you want to say?
I don't know. I pretty much had my say already, but I think the biggest issue was just how much of a cut the developers were getting. I mean, 75% you said, is that?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
That's what goes to the company, yeah, and 25 goes to the modder themselves.
Which, you know, if you think about it, isn't that bad, because I don't know what the splits are on YouTube, but it's like 60-40, and you have to realize that, the company is putting out the main vehicle for your game, and without the game, you wouldn't have the mod. But go ahead.
The company's already made their money off the game.
Yeah.
I mean, people can't download the mod if they don't have the game. They've already paid for the game. The company's made their money.
This is just adding on. This is like
this
is DLC. How DLC has became an ugly word now.
Right, and yes, you're right. They couldn't have made the mod in the first place without the game existing. But, and I mean, obviously the developers should get money. They should, because it is their intellectual property. But it's just going. I think that 75% is going way too far.
Again, I think if they had like a humble bundle style, pay what you want, put how much money you want going to which person, I think it would work better. Because I've done I think 3 humble bundles because I'm weird like that, and I've done,
just 3.
I've just 3, but I've done like a 5, a 10, and a 10, and I've put all the money towards developers and charity and humble bundle, nothing towards the producers, because it just, I think if you do to pay what you want, like, I want to pay nothing for this mod, I want to pay $20 for this mod, I want it to go X amount to the modder, X amount to Valve, X amount to the game developer. I think that would have worked, and people could see, and even have the option after you've done the mod to see if it was worth the money.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like 80% of people won't do it because everyone's a dirty pirate and doesn't care and want everything for free. But that's the risk you run.
Yeah.
When you try to give something for free and then charge it later, you're gonna have a backlash like this.
Yeah, you just can't do that. And like you said, DLC has become such a dirty word, I think, in gaming. But it depends for me. And side note, I guess, on digressing a little bit, it depends on the company.
Yeah, but like it's just so far. Like I remember when expansion packs were big releases, and then expansion packs turned into DLC, and those were always like, oh, that's kind of like mini expansion packs. That's great. And then that just became ugly. EA, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, EA, and what is it, Activision, Call of Duty stuff, and kind of DICE and Battlefield, which I love Battlefield, but it's just. It's painful. It's painful to see, and that's like you said, giving it away, saying, "Hey, here's the world for free," and now you have to pay for it. I think that's what the biggest backlash was.
Yeah.
Is don't give us something for free and then tell us we have to pay for it.
Yeah, like even something like quality versus quantity, I guess. That depending on an X and X, how much you charge, and anybody could charge anything for it, like the horse genitalia for $99. Come on now.
Yeah,
which was clearly showing the absurdity of it.
Well, yeah, and then go back and look at what is it? Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Go look at Oblivion, which did Shivering Isles for like $15, but it gave you a whole new world, all these new weapons, spells, quests, all that kind of stuff. And now look at Call of Duty, which does $20 DLC that is 4 maps and a zombie map.
Well, yeah, or even look at Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3. They're expansion packs. Okay.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 gave you two new races, a new world, new builds, ladder mode, and some other stuff. Diablo 3 gave you 1 new character, 1 new world, and like adventure mode, which was free for anybody anyway, so it didn't really count. Like expansion packs have gone down in level. Everything's gone down. Where's this quality? You want my money? Show me I've bought your original game. Show me more. Give me a reason to spend more money.
Yeah, that's a discussion I think in its own
for another
birth.
day. For another
yeah, definitely. But I think it's something worth talking about. The game industry has become kind of, I don't know, chopping. Yeah, it has. I mean, it's gotten worse. I'll just remember back to N64 days and nostalgia, and when the game was mostly complete or it was buggy for the existence of you owning it, and that's how you dealt with it.
See, I was PC, so we'd always get patches eventually.
Yeah.
From the internet gods. 56K.
Praise Jesus.
So, all right, our last topic, because we're going to wrap it up here, because we've been going for 44 minutes, is Konami. And we're just calling it Konami because they have screwed the pooch. For whatever reason, still nobody knows why. Hideo Kojima, pretty much the only thing Konami has going for it, left. His name is stricken from Metal Gear Solid 5. And worst yet, this was actually bigger to me than Metal Gear Solid, and I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, was that they canceled Silent Hills and removed PT from the PlayStation Network.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Silent Hills was the new Silent Hill game. PT was the playable trailer, where was probably the most terrifying thing of last year, and that includes Alien Isolation to a lot of people. I thought Alien Isolation was better. Doesn't matter. It was this idea of walking through the same house over and over and over and over and over again in this endless loop where things would change every time ever so slightly, and maybe a demonic, crazy psycho girl was living in the bathroom going to eat your face.
Crazy baby fetuses and all that stuff, too. Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
And to get the final trailer, you had to do something absurd, which was like, you said it the best, like look in a corner, turn around.
Yeah, do a 360 no scope and then whisper something into the microphone
at the exact time.
Yeah, and the thing that I liked about that, which I didn't talk about, is that made a community, though. There was a PT community where it was like, all right, we're going to figure all this stuff out, and we're going to get together on these message boards, and we're going to figure out how to beat this game together, which, in my eyes, is something that made that game really, really strong, or that trailer very strong.
Well, then it opened up this idea that Silent Hills was like this idea of a mecha dimension where everything else was bleeding into each other, so this game could be dealing with multiple ideas and going through multiple dimensions where things are slightly different and dealing with possible different versions of reality, and kind of bringing Silent Hill back to what it was, this psychological horror kind of. Well, Silent Hill 2, not really Silent Hill 1, but Silent Hill 2 was like the psychological horror that hasn't been there in the game since, and that's why Silent Hill 2 is considered the best survival horror game to date, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think...
Oh,
I don't know.
And the kicker was that it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were doing it.
Del Toro. Yeah.
And del Toro was the one who said that it's canceled. And it breaks his greasy little heart. His words, not
mine. Super Bunny Hop. I don't know if you've heard of Super Bunny Hop on YouTube.
Super Bunny Hop.
Yeah, did a phenomenal... I just watched it a couple hours ago. Did a phenomenal breakdown on the whole Kojima issue, and...
A lot of people have done it better than us. We're just... This is kind of like the people...
Shooting the shit about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. And I feel like Konami just recently went off the U.S. Stock Exchange. So that's a thing. And they also released their annual financial report. And they're making way more money on pachinko machines and gambling machines in Japan. They're actually, like, substantially 97% of their income comes from pachinko machines. So a lot of people think that maybe they're just bowing out of the Western games industry.
There could be. But I think it's kind of foolish that you didn't finish Silent Hills and put it out because of the following you said. Like, this made a community. PT made a community, a 20-minute trailer that... Again, why didn't you put this game out with these two masterminds behind it?
I'm still thinking it's going to come out one capacity or another. I think, in my eyes, if Sony was smart, they would.
So.
I hope so too. They would pick up Kojima. They would be like, "Look, yo, we know you're gone. Like, come work for us." And they release the Silent Hills. They rebrand it, re-IP it, and release that idea as a PS4 exclusive. There you go. PS4 sweeps the next-gen gaming market. Done.
PC race. Forever and ever.
Well, okay, the console race. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that because it doesn't matter because you are all peasants.
Okay, it doesn't matter to you.
To my royalty.
Yeah, shut up. Go back onto our gaming or whatever. Get out of here.
I surf it all the time. I'm a lurker.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I evolved from a Hydralisk to a lurker. What up?
Yeah. No, I'm sure you have.
StarCraft joke. What up? Represent.
LB,
you've been quiet. What's up?
Konami can do no wrong.
Have
you hear that?
Have you
hear that?
I quit. I'm done.
There's a reason for that.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
As far as I can tell, I've only ever played one game from Konami. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, for Super Nintendo.
Reshelled edition.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
No.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. We've been going on long enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I don't know what's up next on our channel. Just pay attention.
Pay attention. Probably
Open your ears.
Daredevil.
Probably the regulars with Daredevil, and we'll catch
And
up
then
on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
'Cause
yeah.
I was sick this week, so that's why no Game of Thrones.
We should
Game
just
of
keep
Thrones,
doing
yay.
2 episodes every
2
time.
episodes? Okay, that's fine. And we might have some more stuff, and maybe a podcast in the foreseeable future. I don't know. Sometime. We'll get around to it. Everyone's busy. Shut up. Yeah, we're over a couple of drinks. This is The Top Shelf. I'm Bill Henning.
I'm LB.
And that's
Um,
Billy.
I'm Little Bill.
And you, shut up.
Why do you gotta say it like I'm an annoying
I'm
younger brother?
You're done.